Hello everyone, it's Tana with another video for the Rabbit Hole Designs. Today we're going to be working on the latest release, which is kind of like Christmas in July, I guess. So we have Penguining with the cute little penguins, Baby's First Christmas, Sweet Christmas, and Warm and Cozy. We'll read some of those sentiments as we're moving along in the video here. Let's try this again because this is my second attempt at a voiceover. I went to save it because I noticed one of my spots in the video wasn't sped up to where I wanted it to be and accidentally deleted the entire thing. So this is me starting over. So for the first card out of two that we're going to make today, I'm taking the group of presents from the Baby's First Christmas set. And I colored that up. I have a lot of images I colored up, but this is what we're using for this card. And then I took the two small presents out of Warm and Cozy and the bow out of Sweet Christmas. And we're going to create our own background, pattern background. So I'm just going to use my Versafine Clear Nocturne ink and clear embossing powder. And I try to emboss as many as I can, or stamp and pour embossing powder on as many as I can before I heat emboss them, just so I don't warp the paper too much. But with me, I'm kind of, what's the word for it? Let's just say if I have them sitting there and they're not heat embossed, I will probably drop a stamp on them and totally ruin it because I'm just clumsy. That's what I was looking for, clumsy. So you got to kind of play it, to how many you want to do before you heat it up. But it didn't take me too long to do, and I did not drop a stamp. Thank you very much. And I added the bow because the presents were so small that I was afraid the repetition of just the two of them wouldn't look right. So, and it looks a little off right there as it is, like I stamped too much in the middle and not enough on the edges, but I also knew I would be using the You've Been Framed dies to trim this down. So right there I was deciding which size I wanted to cut it. And now I'm going to glue, I believe it's five stamped images of these presents together, and then glue the colored image on top. And let's see if I can make it through. This is right around where I decided to, 2 hours later. It takes me forever to glue stuff together. As I was saying, this is right around where I discovered my image wasn't as sped up as I wanted it to be, and accidentally deleted all my voiceover footage. So, yay. You guys probably wouldn't have even known that that's where I turned it off to fix the footage, but that's where I turned it off. And I successfully saved the first part. So there is my image all trimmed out with the You've Been Framed die, and we're going to save that outer edge, and I used the second largest You've Been Framed die on that one as well, and then I placed that, actually it was the largest You've Been Framed die. I glued that to my black card base, and here I am lining up the inside image so I can color just the outer frame with my, hold on, so sorry guys, I was trying to chase after a little ant I found crawling on my leg. I'm coloring just the outer images with color with my gold and silver gel pens, and then the marker to color the bows, but I also decided to color the metallic bows on the presents on the inside panel as well. No Copic coloring though, just the metallic gel pens on the bows on the presents. And then I'm going to pop that center one up with foam tape. And I believe I looked away for a moment, but I believe you saw me stamp Merry Christmas on an 3.5 by 4.5 panel, gray panel that's going to go on the inside of my card. I put no sentiment on the front, just on the inside. Now we're going to adhere our colored presents to the front of the card. And we're going to put some double-sided adhesive on our Merry Christmas panel. And then I'm going to put some clear glitter enamel drops on the front of the card. And I kind of like went back and forth from the bottom left to the top right. And on to the second card. I'm using a piece of just accent 120 pound cardstock, but I was showing you that it was 3.5 by 6, and I cut it down to make it a quarter inch smaller on each side. Quarter of inch smaller total, 1/8 of an inch off each side. Now I'm kind of placing my colored train, my Copic colored train from the Baby's First Christmas set at the bottom there, along the bottom, to make sure I had enough train cars to go along the bottom. And what I did was stamp out the one with the 3 train cars, and then I stamped the 2 train cars from the 3 again, and then just stamped one single, which is in the stamp set as well, to add on to the end. I stamped out Merry Christmas, and then I covered it with gold ultrafine embossing powder from Simon Says Stamp. And now I'm hand drawing my train tracks. Now I know it looks a little shaky. My hands aren't exactly steady these days with all the antibiotics and steroids they've been pumping me full of for my leg. But I knew it would be mostly covered up by the train itself, so I wasn't worried too much about it. And I colored them so they were alternating colors, but also so that the roofs of each train car were opposite to the bottom of the train car's color, if that makes sense. And I also used some gold and silver metallic gel pen on the windows of the train cars, and then on the little steel bars connecting the train cars together, and also in the center of each train car wheel. And I would use the Pear Blossom Press gel pens because they always work for me. I never have to try to do anything funky to get them to run ink. And now it just looked like, I know I don't do a lot of clean and simple, and sometimes I try to, and I really tried to leave this card alone after I glued the trains on there, and I couldn't. It just looked too empty to me. So I took my embossing watermark ink pad and went around the 4 edges of the card and poured gold embossing powder on it and heat set that. And then I gave it a dark red matte, and then adhered that to the front of a 3.5 by 6 inch mini slimline card base, and then added more clear glitter enamel drops. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. I'm so sorry for posting this late. I'm going to try to do better in the future. There's been a lot going on. Don't forget to sign up for the Rabbit Hole Designs email. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and that notification bell. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.